Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So today I'm going to do a proper introduction of my brand new 2023 Lexus LX600 F Sport. But first, we have a peanut feature.
Hi guys.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to help me show it at least?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright guys, so this, I just purchased it last weekend. So I've only had about 5-6 days at this point. So I'm still totally learning it. But you guys know I'm a huge die-hard Land Cruiser fan, and this is definitely the closest thing that we can get to the 300 series Land Cruiser in the United States. So we all know that the Land Cruiser ended its production for the United States market back in 2021. 2021 was the final year for it. So this is it. This is what we get, guys. A little bit more expensive, but it is, no kidding, the same exact underpinnings as that Land Cruiser, and that's why I love it, and that's why I bought it. This is perhaps, you know, the last tried and true Japanese built vehicle that I'm obsessed with. So I actually considered getting a couple of different options. I actually considered getting a Ram TRX Lunar Edition. That was on the consideration list, if you will. It's roughly the same price. So I paid, you know, $111,000 some change is the MSRP for this LX600, and the Ram TRX Lunar Edition was $108,000 and some change. So I considered that. I found a couple of them at MSRP, but at the end of the day, the fact that the Ram was a FCA product, a Fiat Chrysler Automotive Group product, was why I did not decide to do it, although it would have been fun. But this is true to what I've always loved. So I'm gonna give you a formal walk around, highlight some of the details, and we'll get on the inside too and show you really what sets it apart from the LC300, the Land Cruiser. You guys know I did purchase the 2021 Land Cruiser with just what was it, 1,000 miles on it that I purchased not too long ago. I paid $107,000 for that. They ended up reimbursing $2,000 for it has a scuff on the rear bumper, a little one, so they reimbursed a couple grand for me. So 105, but still, that is a lot of money to pay for that 200 series. I love the 200 series. It is such a brute of a vehicle, but it really is an $85,000 vehicle. The original MSRP being $89,000 on it. So this front end here, I think it looks incredible. With the F Sport package, you get the, you know, the black and chrome, the dark and chrome up front, and it just looks incredible. What do you think, Peanut?
Yeah, I like it. I think this is like one of my favorites. But like I have two of my favorites. The dark blue car when I was little, like 3.
The dark blue one, yeah.
And the one that was super loud. And I think this one's kind of like,
okay.
I like that.
This is top 3 then, huh? You're saying it's top 3, okay.
Yeah.
We got Peanut's top 3 approval here. You have the adaptive cruise control, the integrated radar system within the Lexus badge up front, but look at that front end. It is just so menacing. I absolutely love it. Although, because it is the Lexus, you do not get as great of an approach angle as you would find on like the 200 series, for example. It's a little bit better in the 300 series around the world. So that is kind of the quote-unquote bummer of it. You do get some pretty awesome looking, and forgive me, it's a little bit dirty now, but some pretty awesome 22-inch wheels on it, wrapped in some Dunlop Grand Treks. So they look great. However, I have already purchased a different set of wheels and tires. So a little bit beefier of a setup, giving it a little bit more of an off-road capability. So those are coming, so stay tuned if you'd like to see what that'll look like. It'll give it a little bit more of an aggressive stance too. You guys can probably guess the type of tire that I purchased. I'll give you a hint. It's between BF Goodrich KO2s or the Nitto Ridge Grappler. I love the sculpting of the, I keep wanting to call it the 300 series. I love the sculpting of the LX600 here. Little body fender flares. Get the F Sport badge right here. Idea of what that side view mirrors look like. Some more of the replicated fender flares out back. I love that. So same exact side profiles you'd find on the LC300. Show you out back. This is probably the only thing I don't necessarily love about the whole aesthetics of it. I don't know if I love the back end with the full light bar across. I know some people love that. That's just maybe the one thing that needs to grow on me a little bit. So let me know what you guys think of that back end. Kind of give you an idea of what it looks like down the side. Closer look at the tail. So it does share, you know, the same body on frame design of what we've seen in the past. It does have the new global platform, the TNGAF chassis that we find on the, like with the Tundra, and of course the Land Cruiser. Also shared with the Sequoia as well. So a very durable platform. It is built out of Japan still, which I love that fact, built out of the Tahara plant. All right, let's pop in, show you the interior. I will also show you guys the window sticker so you can kind of get a really good idea of all the options that are on this one. Exactly. What do you think of the red interior, Peanut?
What I think is that first of all, that I think this was a really good purchase. Either way, it was a lot of money. And I feel like, yeah, it was a really good purchase.
It was a good purchase, okay. Do you like the red?
Yeah, I really like the red, black, and the gray. It just makes me feel like my school, because that's what it's colored.
Our school colors match. So you got F Sport up on the headrest. It just feels extra premium, and I tell you what, it feels the 111,000. It feels that. Whereas, you know, the 200 series, you know, it feels like an $80,000 to $90,000 vehicle. The fact that they've gone up in value is because they did away with the Land Cruiser nameplate within the U.S. So it was just kind of harder to justify spending that much for it. So let me hop in real quick, give you an idea. Here's what your door sill looks like.
My question is that it's white, and I think it's like white's one of my favorite colors. White and black are my favorite colors.
White and black are your favorite colors?
And my question is that I like that it's white, and I like that it's like when I look far from it, I can literally, it's clean. It's really clean.
You like that it looks clean from afar and you can see yourself. Yeah, that is pretty cool, I will admit. All right, you want to get in, Peanut?
Sure.
You can hop in back. You can hop in back. All right, guys, so this is what it looks like from the driver's seat, of course. Everything just feels extra premium for sure. Like, it has a nice soft leather feel all throughout. You got a lot of leather all throughout the dash. You do have your head-up display integrated within here. Leather and just a lot of soft touch materials all throughout it, which I love that. You know, you do not get that in the 200 series per se, but everything within the 200 series feels as sturdy as this. So it doesn't deviate from the whole feeling like a Land Cruiser, and you know, just the heft of it overall. So I love the fact that it does share that anyway. So a lot more tech involved here. Wireless phone charger here that works great, and the fitment of a typical iPhone anyway with a phone case fits perfect right here. So love that. You get some of your off-road goodies here, your center diff lock, traction control on and off, your park and brake, and this right here, I'll show you, I'll demonstrate this here in a second, but you can go up and down with the height, so you can adjust the height a little bit. Black roof headliner. Thank you for demonstrating, Peanut. That looks good. Get this sunroof there. Again, just a lot of that soft touch materials all throughout it. Up on the dash, up on the glove box. It really is great. So enough chit chat. Let's actually turn the thing on. So foot on the brake. Kind of odd placement, right? For the start stop. We'll bop that. Shut the door. So there's your startup sequence. Pretty cool. So I won't walk you through all of the options in here, just because, you know, there's so much, and I can do that in a different video. I'll kind of walk you through the different setups. So you got a lot more of the vehicle analytics right here and data points. So even your G meter here, you know, as you turn. Let's say no there. Then obviously you do have a wireless Apple CarPlay that will be connected up here, which I love that you don't have to connect to it. Super intuitive. Everything is. You do have to go through the actual screens and actually click on the screens to navigate a lot of the functions, which I don't know, I don't love that. I always do prefer more of the analog touch feel and buttons, similar to what you find here with just, you know, your temperature gauges up front. So I do appreciate that a little bit more than the integration of the functions. Not full digital display, say maybe 80% digital display. You got 4 different gauges on on the sides there, as you can see. Get an idea what the steering wheel looks like, and my pasty white legs. How about that? But super intuitive, and it is very Toyota-esque, if you will. So with all the buttons, just navigating everything feels very Toyota-esque, having owned a lot of newer Toyotas recently, like the 2023 Tundra TRD Pro and the 23 Sequoia TRD Pro that I had recently. So this is a metal finish right here. No kidding, it's not just a plastic look that looks like a metal finish. A couple cup holders here. This is kind of a trick little cubby space here, or center space, excuse me. So it opens up from the side here, and then it opens up from this side, kind of like one of those old-fashioned
cool.
magic walls. I haven't showed you that, have I? No. I think there should be one back here, right? There it is. So you can even open it from the back on both sides too. So kind of cool. You do have, I'll pop back there and show you what that looks like, but for your AC controls. Your seat, heat and seat cooling right here, as well as your steering wheel heater as well. And it is automatically set to what the climate is outside. So if it's cold out, a really cold morning, you can pop that and it'll sense the temperature outside and do that for you. One thing I'll show you guys is pretty cool. I geeked out over this. You guys probably won't care that much. It was news to me anyway. This right here is my key. So just like a little credit card, you slide it in your George Costanza wallet like me, and then that's your key. So you no longer need to actually walk around with your traditional key fob, if you will. So I think that is pretty dang cool. I will show you what the real key looks like. I brought both just for fun. So this is it. You do get a little carbon fiber case for it, which you pay for it. You'll see that here on the window sticker here in a second. But you get these. These are pretty neat. Of course, you overpay for these things, but pretty cool nonetheless, right? So I do what your gear selection lever looks like over here. And sunroof controls, blah, 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 stuff you've seen before. Nothing too exciting there. You do have grab handles on both sides, standard for a Land Cruiser, really. Same goes for Outback. Let me show you Outback. Peanut, can I come join you? So the doors feel heavy. I love that. Very Land Cruiser-esque feel to it. All right, Peanut, what do we got going on back here? What is this?
Right here, this is where like we can, so there's a lot of stuff right here that we can, so these are buttons that we click. I think this is for hot right here.
That's right, the red.
Cold.
And then the blue's for cold, you're right. So those temperature controls there, and fan speed. And you even have some heated and cool seats.
Yep.
Out back as well, which is cool. And you can tell, well, the children have already been back here. How about that? So definitely love the circuit red with the black leather interior. So unlike the Sequoia TRD Pro that I had, you know, you get the black accents all throughout it, and I love that. Especially on white, it just all comes together super well, in my opinion, my very biased opinion about the thing. Let me show you out back, and then I will pop over and show you the window sticker. Actually, real quick, I'll geek out over this. So you have the Mark & Levinson sound system. That is one of the spec'd out options that was upgraded on this one in particular. Metal door handles, again, more metal finish all throughout within here. And this is soft to the touch leather material up on the door here, door card. So I love that. You do have the whatchamacallits here. I'm sure that's the formal term for it, but your shades that you can pull up and down. So that's cool, given the fact that we have 45 kids. Meet you over there, Peanut. So on the driver's side, you do have your gas cap release. So that is something that is different. So on the passenger side of the 200 series, that's where we had the gas cap previously. So that is different. Here's an idea what the taillights look like while the vehicle is running. That's what I was mentioning earlier with the light bar across. So oftentimes with a vehicle at this price point, they'll hide this. They'll hide this up above in the rear spoiler. So kind of a, not so cool, but whatever, right? We'll say hi to Peanut real quick.
Hey.
Hey. Trying to think if there's anything else out back. Oh yeah, I was going to show you out back. Excuse me, guys. All right, behold One of the pitfalls of the 300 series Land Cruiser and the LX600 here, of course, is we no longer get the split tailgate, right? So you used to get the split hatch where you can pop down, you know, the bottom third and actually have a tailgate, which is really, really cool, and kind of almost a staple of the Land Cruiser, and it's kind of a shame that they got rid of it. We do have the third row here. Sorry, this is for the hitch. Kind of a funky, fresh first aid kit for Lexus. Much cooler than Toyota, that's for sure. Let me show you. Pull it back with the button here, and I'll show you the very not so good cargo space out back here, similar to what you find in the Sequoia, right? This is pretty much what you get in the Sequoia nowadays, which is kind of a bummer behind the third row. I do love that these fold flat. That is definitely a perk. I know, I haven't showed you this yet, huh? So the headrest up. Pop that down. Here, let me show you the other one, Peanut.
That's so cool.
And so the fact that it folds flat is cooler. You do not get that within the Sequoia, if my memory serves me right, anyway. So, not a whole lot of room out back. We do get the little rubber mat out back that actually helps out a little bit. So there you have it, guys. Not the most ideal setup. We do have some integrated speakers out back on the back of the hatch here. Then here are your functions for lowering it when you're all done back here. So we'll pop that. Why'd you take that out? Oh, are you trying to go back there? All right, 1 minute. Outside here, we do have, of course, the blind spot monitors integrated within the, gosh, where is it? We do have blind spot monitors integrated within the side view mirrors. Let's look at the window sticker, shall we? And I'll show you that little addendum piece over here, and I'll tell you what I paid, okay? So here is the actual window sticker. I'll let you kind of pause that if you'd like to focus in on something. As you can tell, the MSRP is pretty steep. Gosh, you know, I mean, even this has gone up a little bit even from the 2022 model. So the 2022 model was the first LX600 that was introduced. The LX570 was before that, and that matched the 200 series, of course, and that ended in 2021 as well. Along with that 200 series. So here are the additional goodies on it. You got the active height control, Mark Levinson 25 speaker surround sound system, which is awesome and a half. It is easily the best sound system I've ever had in any of my vehicles. Premium paint, blah 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 blah. That's what we get with the white paint here. Ultra white is what they call it. All weather cargo mat out back, like I mentioned, the key gloves. They get you for $55 on those. And then the carpet cargo mat, they get you for that too. So some of the stats over here: 3.4 liter twin turbo V6. That is why I love this. This is why I love this over the Sequoia TRD Pro. It doesn't have that iForce Max. It doesn't have a battery pack strapped to it. This is still a raw feeling vehicle when it comes to the driving experience, and I really appreciate that. So 409 horsepower and 479 foot-pounds of torque, 10-speed automatic transmission, and a full-time four-wheel drive. So that really is what sets Land Cruisers apart, and of course its cousin here, the LX600. That full-time four-wheel drive really is pretty incredible. The Torsen limited slip differential and ability to tow up to 8,000 pounds. So extremely capable all around, and of course with the proper shoes on it, perhaps it can do a little bit better off-road as well. Let me show you this other little sticker here. So I told you guys in my very first pickup video, they wanted a $5,000 markup on it. So they wanted the, well, quote-unquote markup with these very inflated price tag additions that the dealer installed, right? So you got the clear mask up front that goes 18 inches up the hood. I'll show you that. Nano Cure throughout it. This is a bogus Starguard, Lux Care, and window tint. So this is just all bogus totally. I did end up spending about half that, so I spent $2,289 is what I paid. So I paid $2,289 for all this stuff right here, which is still inflated and needless, really. But if you know anything about LX600 F Sports in particular, this particular trim, they are hard to come by, and they're hard to get at MSRP, and they have been extremely difficult to get at MSRP. A lot of dealerships have been charging pretty gross markups on them. We're talking $20,000 or $30,000 over MSRP, and they've been getting away with that for the last 2 years. This paid MSRP, but with that additional little $2,300 on top, which I don't love, but very, very grateful to have gotten this, and most importantly, just an hour and a half from where I live. Look at those headlights. I love those triple beam headlights up top, look incredible. And you guys gotta wait to see the wheel and tire package that I picked for it. I think you're really gonna like it. It's gonna match it extremely well. Give you an idea of what that, if I can even find it, here it is. So here's that paint protection film, 18 inches up the hood. But I appreciate having that nonetheless. I don't like paint as much as I did for it, but I love it. So all in all, I take a lot more pride in driving something like this. Do you mind if I close it, Peanut? Thanks. I take a lot more pride driving something like this compared to you know, something like the Sequoia. I didn't love that. And I love the fact that this is Japanese built. I love the fact that it's full-time four-wheel drive. That's always, it's just, I take a lot of pride in driving this. One small thing I forgot to mention while I was back here was, I know this is super small, you're probably gonna scoff at it, but the fact that this is a matte plastic out back, I appreciate that. Oftentimes the bumper out back is paint, so when you lean in to grab something, you're scratching it up a little bit. With your pants, jeans, whatever, it's a little bit harder to scratch up this matte, you know, plastic out back. So I actually appreciate the fact that they have that. So very, very excited to have this. I take a tremendous amount of pride driving it. I'm super grateful to have been able to pick it up at MSRP, about just an hour and a half away from me. So a lot more to come. A lot more videos dissecting a lot of the details on it in the near future. So in the meantime, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you think I should have purchased that Ram TRX Lunar Edition instead, or if you think I should have just held on to that 200 series Land Cruiser that I had, the Heritage Edition. So I'll wrap up the video there. Appreciate you watching as always. Until next time.